Welcome back in my channel today. Hope you are doing good and well and definitely busy in your day-to-day life. So I come up again with another video, and I can say that is a continued video on my 2 or 3 months old video on the ServiceNow interview questions. This video includes a lot of new concepts about the ServiceNow questions, interview questions I can say, and it's a mix from a multiple perspective. One thing which I got to know, I had a discussion with a lot of people when I prepared this set of questions, that what exactly nowadays an interviewer is looking for. Interviewer is looking for mainly your actual experience, or I can say that your examples to prove that you have experience in that particular term. So whenever you appear for an interview, try to give a lot of examples which you already work, you troubleshoot, or maybe you get some chance to do some R&D on that part. So let's start on the questions now. So I try to define some questions in a major sections. So number one, nowadays the question trending in the market is that what is the difference between ServiceNow and the other ITSM tool? Being a ServiceNow learner, being a ServiceNow lover, being a ServiceNow professional, I always say that ServiceNow is best. But when it comes to the interview, we have to be justified that point. So what we can say here, whenever you are comparing the two tools, okay, we have to take some parameters like number one, the maintenance part, that which tool has a less maintenance, which tool has a high maintenance. Number two, user interface. You can put the sequence as per your requirement as well. Number two is a user interface, which is easy to use, which is tough to use, navigation, all the things you can say. Number three, I can say nowadays, even though customers also ask this point, what is the backup policies that we can include as a parameter to compare the tool. Number four, how and where this instance has been sorted out, or hosting basically hosted out. Okay, so in this case, we should know that where are the data centers available of ServiceNow, and then we can compare what type of architecture it is, like multi-instance, multi-tier kind of things. You can put those questions. And last, if you are 100% sure, only then add about the licensing. Otherwise, don't add this concept. It will create a lot of doors open for the interview, which you may not be able to answer that part. If you're 100% confident, only then add this as a parameter. Otherwise, don't add. But yes, top 5 or 6 parameters should be in your bucket. And also this thing I learned from experience, that even though customers also ask this question. The second question which I bring from the releases part, definitely ServiceNow has a policy to be released to give 2 major releases in every year. And it is a current question nowadays. Which version of ServiceNow, which release of ServiceNow you're using, and what are the key features of that particular instance, or particular release. So in this case, it is a lot of people has a question when I was discussing with them. Atul, I'm not on the latest release. I'm on the Tokyo, or maybe still on the San Diego kind of releases. What to say in that part? So in this case, again, if you think that you are not 100% comfortable, but you should get an idea that what's going on in the market from the ServiceNow perspective, maybe 2 or 3 top features you should know about that. Or this question can be converted in a format that what are the new features compared to the previous feature is coming. Maybe if you're working on the San Diego, what is coming in the next release? Maybe if you're working on the Tokyo, what is coming in the Utah release? So this is very much important, and also you should able to get the answer of this part, that few more releases in the picture or in the life cycle of ServiceNow is bringing. No need to be give the timelines as of now because it's tough to be say. But if you can say that we are on the San Diego and now ServiceNow released the Utah version for their customers, and they are coming up with the new Vancouver and other releases are there as per the this alphabetical order, you can put on that part. The third question is mainly a user is asking on the interface. Even though interface, everybody know that we can use ServiceNow in a multiple ways, via mobile app, via email notification, service portal. But these questions specifically I found on the UI interfaces, and everybody know that UI 14, 15 and 16, and now from the last 2 days ServiceNow is moving to the next experience and the unified part, unified experience specifically. So again, the question coming from the difference perspective, what is the difference between UI 16 and the next experience? Definitely look and feel has been changed, few security feature has been added, enhancements has been done, so you can put on that part. But again, don't try to be lie if you did not use the next experience, because it is too much has been changed, too much has been new is coming there with the release, so you can be make sure you will be comfortable on that part. The next question which I pick up, definitely I would like to give a credit to one of the person who put this question in the LinkedIn. I am not remembering who's that person, but he put that what is a sys ID. Everybody knows sys ID is 32 length alphanumeric I can say a string, which is a unique identifier for a record, for a field, for a table as well. But the next question, that how it get generated. So it is get generated with the help of ServiceNow has a logic in the background. It pick up the date and time and then put the sequencing according to that. But it is very tough for me to explain that what is the exact logic here, but something new trending in the market which I can show you here. The next question, ServiceNow or the interview is coming from the CMDB versus CSDM or CSDM plus CMDB. So concepts look similar. Everybody say, I know CSDM because I'm working the CMDB. No, that's totally wrong. CMDB is totally on the configuration sides, configuration item side, but the CSDM mainly on the services perspective. And now currently on the CSDM, ServiceNow in the 4.0 white paper, and they introduce a lot of new things in the Utah release as well. From the CMDB perspective, they have introduced CMDB 360, plus they enhance the dashboards as well. But whenever someone talk you about the CSDM, please remember 2 or 3 key points. Number one, it is on the services. Number two, the exact definition of CSDM, that is common service data model. That is the second point. Number three, that why CSDM has been built up. In the white paper, you will find that there are 7 to 8 principles, founding principle has been given by ServiceNow. That is a one point here to be tell very clearly, because everybody want to know that why it is bring in the market. Definitely there are some principle on that side. The sixth question coming on the portal perspective. Nowadays ServiceNow has a different portals for the CSM, for the service portal, for the HR portal, but now the new concept has been introduced by ServiceNow, not in the utilities. I'm not talking about from the Utah perspective, but I'm talking from the traditional perspective. ServiceNow introduced an employee service center. ECS is a portal which has been introduced by ServiceNow, where you will get IT plus HR plus SecOps, GRC, everything you will be getting here. And try to be a little bit more dig out on that part and tell to your customer, yes, this is what is ServiceNow giving, and we can remove the or we can skip the service portal and we can use the ES portal for the customer. Definitely I'm putting the double quotes here. Licensing, other things, don't pick up that part in the interviews part. Now one more thing, because everybody say in ServiceNow that ITIL is the major role to be access ServiceNow. It's not true anymore, because when I was preparing for some other examination, I found that every module has some minimum role, like SN_read and write role according to module is available. And also this question came in one of my client discussion as well, that Atul, you always say it is a required role, but I'm not having IT role, but still I can access incident or change. Then I was able to find out that yes, it is important. Another question again from the old part, impersonation, the benefits. It is mainly for the UAT testings or the beta testing or kind of things you can use. Benefits, you can say user is sitting somewhere else, you can impersonate, you can check the behavior, and you can do that part. Something from the fresher's perspective, because fresher don't have much hands-on in ServiceNow domain, but they can ask what is the client script and what is the server-side script. And there is one more concept which has been introduced here or has been added here, that business rules. I'm missing out one. Yes, is the business rules, right? Business rules are mainly on the both side, client and server. The way to call the business rule in the client side is a little different. This is what I found in that book of the Mastering in ServiceNow Scripting. That is what has been added here. Then the glide record and the glide classes. Records basically to get the tables where you want to work, and glide classes like get users and all things are the classes. Again, you can differentiate more if you want. That is a two type, server side and this part. Another question which came in the discussion with my few of the friends is that nowadays customer and interviewer want to know about the data lookup and the assignment lookup. Both are the two different terms. And on the top of that, I want to be add data policy and the UI policy. These four are totally four different concepts, convertible but not interchangeable. So data lookup is basically when you're inserting the data. On that part, it has been worked specifically. And assignment lookup, I can say when you want to assign a ticket record to some groups, then you can use that part. Okay, and in the data lookup, I can say you can add that priority matrix as well, is one of the thing. The next part, I'm coming from the customer perspective, because customer want to know that where is my instance has been hosted. From experience, I learned that whenever we work in ServiceNow domain for a customer, specific customer, we never know that where it has been hosted. But nowadays, customer is asking these questions. So we should know that where this has been hosted, in which data centers it has been hosted. Plus, we should know that what is the backup data center available for that. But even though it's very deep, nobody will asking, but you can get the information about the instance hosting or specifically data center hostings in the ServiceNow PDF that is called the AHA availability high. I'm missing advanced high availability. There's a PDF available in the internet. You can go and check the data centers part. The next question coming on the freshers part, and it is the intention for this question to know that how much you know about the navigation service now. Power of right click. What actions you can do when you right click on a list menu or in the context menu or in, I can say, in the additional actions. So basically few things are common, but few are different as well. Like if I talk from the record perspective, you can copy, you can cancel, you can create other map record as well, refresh impacted services kind of things you can do. But if I go on the right click, you can group by, sorting, you can do update all you can do, you can create the charts by pie and the bar charts you can create. So you should know that what are available in the right click. It's very much important for the same. The next question, again from the consulting perspective, what are the steps required for an integration? Because this question has been asked to me approximately 2 or 3 years back when I was appearing for an interview. So I said, I'm a functional consultant. I don't know much about the technical part, but as per my experience says, whenever we talk about integration, we should know the target instance, or in the ServiceNow terminologies, I can say it is an endpoint URLs. Then we have to do the authorization. We need to do that part. Then we have to do the table to table level mapping, field to field level mapping. Maybe import site is required, kind of things you can add on that part. But only thing is that keep it basics, and if you already work on the integration, please mention that part in your interview. From the bottom, it's fifth one, schema maps, that how the tables has been designed, or how the table has been, sorry, I don't know design, but how the table has been built up. So there's an option when you go to the tables, open any table, in the related links you will get schema map. Try to find out that how the table has been done. So if I say I'm working on the incident table, but how this incident table has been built up from the task, from the location, from the choices table. So all these things come in the schema map. Then another important point is the dashboard, because whenever we go for the interview or we go for the client side specifically, this question has been asked by the senior management that, okay, tell me how many type of dashboards available. And in this case, it is required for everybody. Minimum we should know the minimum dashboard available in ServiceNow, like for the change, for the incident, from the problem, from the CMDB, for the knowledge management, where whatever is available, we should know. And also try to add your inputs on the top of that, what ServiceNow bringing on that. Like in the change management, there's a lot of things are there. We have change success, we have change velocity dashboard, incident is there, incident dashboard is there. On the top of that, we have another more dashboards are there, which a customer can or the client can ask you here. The third one is customization versus configuration. What you will prefer, because nowadays everybody want to move forward. I need this thing, I need that thing, but the question come how the customization and the configuration works. So it is very straightforward question, and if you're working in this domain, please mention the process you're using in your customer area. Maybe you have some design boards, because I work with multiple customers and everybody has a different terminology. Someone say it's a design board, someone say it's a deviation board, someone say some DAB board, someone say authorization board. So multiple concepts are in multiple customer areas. But we have to be put here that what is the benefit of the configuration and what is the benefit of the customization and why customization is required. And to do this part, we should know the value that what we are going to be drive and why customization required. Like it's a regulation, it's some compliance, it's some governance related, then we have to do that part. So again, for this particular thing, you can get a PDF or the PPT available in the Now Crate, or you can get in the Google itself, customization versus configuration steps or the collaboration you can find very easily in the survey in that internet. The second last question, inactive versus logged out user. A very basic question has been asked to me in one of my interview approximately 4 years back. In the user table, there are two things, active and logged out. What is the benefit or how this principle work actually? So logged out means when I try to be logged into my instance, but I put 3 or 4 times or 5 times password is wrong. It's again depend on the policy. Inactive means I'm no longer working with that company, so you can mark it as an inactive. Okay, so this is what we have to be know. And last, BSM, that is called the business service management map. This is basically question from the configuration management, because when we say, oh, I'm able to see the dependency graph, what's that? That is a BSM map only. We say it's a dependency graph, but that is a BSM map where you can see that how a CI has been related with the other configuration items or the services kind of things. So these are the something which I gather from the different discussion with the different people. Hope you like this video. If you like, please put your comments as well so that I can improve it. I will come back again with some other video. Till the time, take care and bye bye guys. Thanks.